What is going on? Happy Thursday. Today is July 10th, 2025. I hope y'all doing good. Drop some stuff in the comments right here. Drop your name in the comment where you viewing from. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I'm just gonna get this rolling. My day been pretty cool. Been a productive day. So I feel good about that. Feel good going into the weekend. Just going. So we rolling. I want to start doing slides on these lives. Not a lot, just some things where I want to make bullet points. So I just have to double check that and test it out a little bit. I really just got to make the time to do it. So I'll be doing that too. Maybe something I'll just test out in the future. And oh, hold on, we got a typo. Where are you viewing from? So again, if you coming in, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you for selecting me out of all the options you have on YouTube. Good looking out. I appreciate that. Make sure that you subscribe and check out some more of the videos that's on the channel as well. Have some new ones coming out soon. So we'll be making those. We'll just go checking out my notes right here that I have. Today, we're going to talk about how you can stay positive when there's nothing to be positive about. Life can happen. You frustrated. You're like, what am I going to smile about? What am I going to be happy about? So how do you push through those moments? How do you push through those times? And that's what I want to focus on, because I know I go through those things sometimes where I have to pull out my faith. I have to pull out those reasons to smile. And it is easier than you think once you know the right principles that you can use to do so. So I just want to share some of those things that I wish I knew along my journey, and I wish I had when I was going through a lot of phases in my life, when I was struggling mentally, financially, emotionally, just a lot of different reasons where a lot of people break, and I didn't break. And it's hard. It's really hard. But when you had these different tools, you had these certain mindsets, then it makes it that much easier for you to get through these moments of life. I got a couple of quotes over here. So when you see me glancing over, just looking at my notes, because I want to make sure I touch on a few things, keep these little bullet points in place. Let's see right here. We're going to wait for a couple more seconds, and then we're going to get rolling on this. So what's going on? Even my people that don't comment, you good. Don't even trip. You feel better just being in the back, not saying anything. That's all good too. I appreciate you for tuning in. But I want to tell you that if you feel like you're behind right now, you're not failing. It's just delayed success. Don't sit in where you are, though. Wherever you at right now and it's not a comfortable position, do not sit in it. Just look back on the road that you took to get to where you are. What things do you have in your life today that you prayed for, that you was wishing for and hoping for, that you now taking for granted because you used to them? They're part of your normal life. They're part of your daily routine. What are some of these things that you have now that you was wishing for in the past? Could it be a new home? Can it be better health? Can it be a different car? Can it be a different situation altogether? A better mental space? It can be anything. It don't even have to be physical. It can just all be internal. What challenges did you overcome to get to where you are today? So just take take note of these small things that we sometimes take for granted, because we human. We get used to these things, we get comfortable, so we begin to expect these things and not understanding that these are the blessings that we thought about. These are the things that we were speaking on, and now they are part of our reality. And we always want to push the bar higher, which is great. We always want to go further. We don't ever want to settle. We always want to strive for more, because that's the thing that keeps us alive. Because when we know we're going to chase something, we have a goal, that's what keeps us going as humans. That's what keeps our motor going. So look back on your life right now. I want you to take a moment and just think about where you are today compared to where you were last year, last month, 6 months ago, however far you want to go back. What progress have you made? What things are you proud of today that you requested, that you were asking for, that are now present, but it seems like you're still not doing good enough? What are some of those things in your life? I want you to think about some of those. Uh, and also remember this: the seed never looks like the tree, but the tree is already in the seed. So when I say that, I mean the seed never looks like the things that you're doing today never looks like your actual goal, but everything that you're doing today is a step towards that goal. So it's a part of that journey. It's not the actual destination, it's the journey. So everything that you're doing today is the seed or the seeds that you plant, but the destination is the actual tree. So why staying positive is so hard when life feels empty? Because I know it can be frustrating. You get in those moments where you're like, damn, like this shit ain't working. You comparing yourself to other people. You thinking about your future. You seeing what you want to create. You seeing a bigger picture. So you see the bigger picture of what you want to manifest, the things you want to bring into your life. But right now, it doesn't seem like you're that close to it. So you're like, what am I going to be positive about? I'm far away from where I want to be. But you don't understand that you're much closer than you expect, than you really know, because you've come far. You've made so much progress in your life to get to this point, to even have the mindset, to even have the vision to say, this is something further that I want to go towards. This is something closer that I want to get to. So that's progress right there. So it's when life feels empty, it's hard to stay positive. I get it. It's really hard. So we feel frustrated. You get in those moments where you doubt yourself. Your brain is wired to look for the problems and not the possibilities. Your brain job is to always keep you safe. Your brain always want to see the end result. So it don't want to go into anything that's unknown. It don't want to go into those unknown phases or those unknown territories where it doesn't know what the outcome is going to be. So when you're in those familiar spaces, when you're in those places where you know the people, you know the environment, you feel more comfortable. But then you step outside of that environment. That's when you begin to get that doubt. That's when you begin to get that uncertainty. All these different things come in because your brain doesn't know what's happening. Your brain doesn't know where it's at. Your brain is always trained to keep you safe. So when you can't see the results, your mind begins to doubt the progress that you've made just because you can't see the end of the road. And it's not always meant for us to see the end of the road. It's just meant for us to see the next step that's in front of us. It's meant for us to see the progress that we're making today, the things that we're doing currently, because that's what matters and that's all that we can control. So we just gonna take a little moment. Anyone want to comment anything, ask a question, feel free to drop your comments, questions over here. I'm checking them out as we are chatting, as we getting this going. But I'm inspired by this because this is something that I feel passionate about. This is something that I've experienced personally. This is a thing that I've lived and that I've walked through. So I'm speaking from experience. I know it's hard to see the experience when you see a person that looks like you. Sometimes we see people and we think, oh, they're young. What can they tell me? Um, some people that live like a life of a 60-year-old and they're in their 20s or 30s. And I feel like I'm one of those people. And not just living those lives, but also being able to internalize and make sense of a lot of the things that I faced, being able to put the lessons from within those so that I can share with the world, so that I can share with other people to encourage people along their journeys. And it's bigger than me. It's never just about what have I done for myself. It's about how can I help others along their journey? How can I help you become better? Because it's not about me. It's about helping you because I've overcome a lot of these things and I still have the mindsets that help me get through them. And I just want to share it with you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing these lives. That's why I do everything that I do. But another thing I want to touch on is no plan means no direction. If you don't have a plan for yourself, you don't have a plan for your life, then your thoughts are going to spiral. Your thoughts are going to just think because it doesn't know where it's going. So you must be the conductor. You must be the pilot. You must be the author of your life. You must be the one that's in control. Don't let life throw things at you and don't allow life to just control you because at the end of the day, you're going to go any which way. You're going to find yourself going this direction, going over here. You're going to find yourself going with the crowds when you don't really want to. No, do what your heart desires. So find the direction for you. Find those moments of what's going to make sense to you, what makes you feel alive, what things make you feel like life is worth living. Have you identified that for yourself? Have you identified that thing that you will chase, even if you don't see any results? Because you're not going to see any results for a long time. It's going to feel like a lot of your efforts are for nothing. A lot of the time that you're putting in is for nothing. but I'm guaranteeing you it's not. It's a lot of things you don't see happening in the background. As you chasing your goals, they walking towards you as well. But you must have that faith. You have to have like belief. You need that vision and all the things that you can't see. In survival mode that most of us live in, it kills the optimism. It kills the optimism of us feeling like, yes, I can do it. Those speaking those affirmations and just being positive. Because that positivity, that only lasts for so long. You need to begin to see results because your mind needs to see these things in real time. And if you don't, then that's when your mind is going to pull you back, is going to tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not doing enough, and that it needs to see the results. It needs to know where it's going. And that's why you need that direction. That's why I speak on you needing a plan. You needing to know where you need to, you knowing where you headed. You feel stuck because you protecting yourself from, you feel stuck protecting yourself instead of dreaming big. Dream much big. Dream much bigger. My bad. I'm twisting my words right now, but dream big though. That's why I'm telling you, don't put a limit on yourself based on where you at right now. Because a lot of times it's not gonna make sense to you until you get there. That's the thing. That's the beauty of the destinations. It's not just the journey. It's the journey. It's the journey that makes the destination beautiful. My bad. I'm getting my words twisted up. Just drink some water real quick. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know if any of this is speaking to you. Or hit that subscribe button if you're new here. So we got checking over these notes right now. See some things I could touch on that I haven't touched on already. It's not that you can't stay positive, it's that your brain needs reason to believe. So yeah, it's not that you just can't stay positive, it's just your brain need a reason to believe. And that's why it's important to have that plan I just spoke on. So that's why it's so important for you to have that. Most people just say stay positive, but they never tell you how to stay positive. And that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you how to stay positive when you don't see those results, when things not showing up. It feel like you putting out more than you getting back. It feel like people not listening to you. People don't understand you. It feel like all your efforts are for nothing. But I'm telling you, they not for nothing because all this stuff is compounding. For all those new viewers that just came in right now, anyone that missed this part, I want to touch on this quote that I said earlier. The seeds that you drop, hold on, I'm gonna go get it. Hold on, so I don't mess this up. The seed never looks like the tree, but the tree is already in the seed. And I say that because I was referencing in how the tree is the destination, but the seeds that you plant, those are the steps. That's the pathway that you get to lead up to that bigger goal. So always remember that as you go and face life and you think about things working out in your favor. And a lot of people quit too soon because they don't see the progress. They don't feel it. And faith is fuel when you have no evidence. When you don't have any proof that everything that you're doing is going to lead up to your destination, lead up to your goals, lead up to your dream life. When you have no proof at all, that's that faith. That's that thing that's going to fuel you. You need to have it without a doubt in your mind. This is where I'm going no matter what. I may see myself getting there a certain way, but I have to trust that I'm going to take detours. Because what happens when you're on the freeway, they got construction. They tell you to take this exit. Hey, look, pathway you going? Nah, fam. We going a different way. You need to go take that detour. You need to get rerouted. So that's what happens in our life sometimes. We see the vision, we see where we want to go. And then next thing you know, bam, we get hit with that detour. We get hit with that wall. What happens in life? We got to get off. But what happens in our mind a lot of times in our dreams and our goals that we chasing? We see this as an excuse. We see this as a reason for us to stop. We don't see this as an opportunity for a detour. We don't see this as an opportunity for growth. So you must see those things. That's where that faith comes in. When you don't see your destination anymore, when it feels like it's much further away, it's taking you a little bit longer because of this detour. Trust that you will get routed back on that highway. You just have to trust the little different twists and turns you need to take through the city. You got to take the hard route. And that's perfectly fine because it builds that character. And it makes the destination better, as I said, because the journey is not pretty, but it will build that character, will build that confidence in yourself, and you'll be able to share your story and tell people how you were able to overcome it. How you hold on. So I want to ask you right now, leave in the comments if you want, or just write it down in your notes to yourself. What's a dream or something that you've been working on and you feel like it's been getting away from you? You feel like you've been doing all this work, but it's just not happening for you. I just want you to take note. Whether you want to leave it in the comments, that's cool. But if you want to keep it to yourself, I just really want you to take note and be mindful of this thing that you have in your mind. And then I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later. Just keep note of whatever it is for you. And I'm telling you now because hope dies if there's no plan. If you have no plan, once you get off that exit, once that road blocks you off, if you have no plan, if you're just gonna sit there at the light, then all your hope is gonna go away. You're like, fuck, I can't get past this shit. Like this is not happening for me. Like I just can't get to my destination. There's no other road. No, do you say that when you're driving? No, you find another turn, you find another street, you find another highway, you find an alternate route to your destination. So when you don't have any faith, you don't have any reason for you to smile, smile because you continue on the road. Your car not broken down on the side of the road. You're able to make changes in your life. So look for those small wins. Look for those things that you can't see. Because I know for me personally, I had moments where I had this vision in my head, like, all right, I'm gonna quit my job and be an entrepreneur full time. I did it for some years. I did it for many years. It was good, and things changed a lot. Things changed. I was frustrated. I couldn't figure things out. I didn't have the answers. But I told myself I'm gonna continue to go forward because I believe in my vision. I know that. But it was uncomfortable though. It was very uncomfortable because things didn't play out the way that I envisioned. But I had to trust the journey. I had to trust the plan. I had to trust that God, the universe, has something else better for me because I was asking for more, but I don't feel like I learned the lessons that I need to learn at that point. And it got to a stage of my life where I realized that, and I had to be honest with myself. What am I being stubborn about? Because I can be stubborn as hell. Once I set my mind to something, and I say this is what I'm gonna do, I usually stick to it no matter what. I don't care what happens in my life. I don't care how far off it may seem. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna usually do it until I change my own mind. Not anything happened in my life is gonna change my mind. So I'm telling you that because I didn't have the proof that I could do what I wanted to do. I had some of it because I did take that first step, but where I see myself going, like being able to live the life I want to live, drive the cars I want to drive by a certain age. Those years pass by quick, and I'm like, hold on, damn! I said I was gonna do this by this age. It don't look the same. This is not how it looked. But I also had to tell myself that it's okay if I'm not there right now. It doesn't mean I won't get there. It just means that I'm not ready at this moment. There's something bigger for me, and I'm a firm believer in that because I know where I'm going. So when those moments of when I don't have that thing to be happy for, I always find that reason for me still being here. This is always that faith. This is always that proof that I'm here for a reason. There's a bigger purpose. There's always going to be something better. And I feel like a lot of the things I went through, I had to go through them because I had to share these things with other people to share that it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be what you thought it would be. It's going to be detours. It's going to be distractions. And there's going to be times where you want to quit, where you want to give up, where you're doubting yourself. But I'm telling you, you can't. You cannot doubt yourself because that idea wasn't put in your mind for no reason. It was put in your mind because you can do it. It was put in your mind because it is possible. Everything that we touch today began in somebody's mind. And just because it began in their mind, it doesn't mean that it worked out just because they said they'll do it. They had to stay positive when there was nothing to be positive about. They had to stick to the plan when no one else believed in them, when they had no support. The best support they had was within themselves. The best support they had was within their faith. Them seeing what other people can't see. Them seeing what they can't even see themselves. So you have to find that faith within yourself when you come across these moments. And that's why it's so important for you to know exactly the destination that you're going after, despite the distractions, despite the detours that we face, because the journey is going to change every single day. The journey is going to change along the route. You never know when you're going to get put back on that highway and you're going to be on that straightaway where you're like, damn, I had to go through that grimy ass neighborhood. But look, we back on that road. We feel safe now. We good. So you must see that. That's where that personal faith, that's where that, not personal, my bad. That's where that faith comes from. So drop in the comments. Let me know if you understand that, and let me know if that's something that you've experienced or that you went through or going through right now. Because we human. We weren't put on this earth with any type of manual at all. But our brain, as I was saying, our brain is wired for survival. So our brain main job is just to keep us safe. It's just to know what's going to come out. It's to know what the outcome is going to be. It don't want to guess. It don't want to get tricked. It don't want to go into anything where we like, all right, we don't understand what's going on here. That confusion is going to throw you off. That is going to throw your brain off, and it's always going to look for what's wrong and what could go wrong and what might hurt you. So it got to keep you safe. That's what your brain's job is. It's to hold as much energy within yourself to focus on things that you need to focus on. Because if you go into unknown territories, your brain is going to use unnecessary energy, and it don't want to do that. So that's where it comes with training your mind. That's where it comes with strengthening yourself, strengthening your mental. That's where it comes with pulling things out of yourself that you didn't even know that you had, because you got to beat your own mind. That's why you always hear people say it's all about things that's happening in your head. What's happening to you in your life, and how are you controlling it? How are you controlling your thoughts and not allowing your thoughts to control you? Um, Again, I'm just over here looking at a few notes to make sure we touch on a few things, because there's some things that are key to getting through these moments, because these moments are real. And I think a lot of people face them now because we face this social media age. We see people selling us the dream. We see people living a lavish life, and we like, damn, I'm failing. I'm doing it wrong. Nah, you're not doing it wrong. Some of those people could be faking it. You don't know. It's not even our job to judge those people, not our job to make assumptions about their lifestyle. It's about us focusing on us. And sometimes we just have to zone those things out, tune in on who we are, and just lock in on our goals, lock in on how we can be better every day. How can you show up for yourself? How can you put a stone in front of yourself all the time? Because we don't want to see that destination, but then we looking at everybody else, and then we misstep. We fall into the ocean. We fall into that lake. No, just focus on what you can't control. Just put that thing down in front of you. That's all you can do. Just show up every single day. Hey, what's going on, Rod? How you doing? I appreciate you for dropping in, leaving that comment, man. How you doing today? Positivity. So we checking these notes, make sure we good. So let's get into the good stuff right now. Let's get into how you can actually apply it in your life. Having a clear plan. That's what I said with that vision, knowing what your destination is. You have the vision and you have a plan, but sometimes the plan don't work out. That's when we get those detours. But never lose track of your vision. Never lose track of where you're going. Know exactly where you're going despite the road that you take. Small daily actions. So always taking those turns, never taking your foot off the gas, despite you not getting the results right now, despite you not believing in yourself, despite you not getting support, despite you feeling like I don't have the resources. No, you have everything in you already. Everything else is going to come to you. Because all hope needs is a container, and your plan is the container that it needs. That's all it is. Create a proof file. Like think about some of your small wins you've had in life. I said this earlier in the video for those that's coming in. Think about some of the things that you manifested, that you hoped for, that you now have in your life that you didn't have 6 months ago, a year ago. Some of the things that you take for granted at this moment in your life. Just think about some of those things. When doubt hits you, remind yourself that progress is always happening. Progress is always happening in the background. The next thing I want to touch on, think about the inputs, the things that you feed into yourself, the things that you're interacting with. Watch who you listen to and watch what you feed your mind. Watch the people you have conversations with. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just have a conversation with yourself. You don't need to share everything with everyone. You don't need to broadcast this to everyone. Just allow the results to speak. I said this before on the live. Demonstration over communication. Don't tell them. They ain't got to know. It's cool. Because a lot of people gonna think, oh yeah, they just talking. A lot of people gonna doubt you because they doubt themselves. They don't believe in their damn self. How they gonna believe in you? How you gonna expect someone that don't believe in themselves to believe in a dream that you working on, that you haven't manifested yet? So don't worry about feeding it to everyone. Don't worry about other people believing in you. Just make sure that you believe in yourself and allow your results to speak for you. You don't need to say a word, because one thing you can't fake, you can't fake you winning. They can't doubt those results. That's one thing they can't do. Yeah, you can fake the pictures, you can fake the videos, but the results don't speak for themselves. When you live in a certain lifestyle, when you trusted yourself and you kept going, despite everybody not believing in you. So just protect your energy, protect your dreams, and be careful who you share these things with. Your mindset will match your inputs. So develop your mind. Always think about what you can do and how you see the destination. The next thing I want you to do, take 5 to 10 minutes and check in with yourself every morning, every day. See how you are, see what you need for you. What is it that Dorian needs? Is something I ask for myself. I ask myself, what does Dorian need today? Dorian want to do some work, but is that what Dorian needs? Nah, Dorian need a little moment of rest. And that's perfectly fine. It's not always just about outputting, because sometimes we have to recharge ourselves. So what is it that you need? How can people support you in your life? And are people in your life able to support you in that capacity? So we must be honest with ourselves. We must see these things and just speak on them, because these are things that we sweep under the rug because of loyalty, because people are family, because people are friends. They've known us for so many years. But a lot of times people don't know how to support you at this stage of your life. They don't know how to be a person that can show up for you the way that you need at this stage of your life. Last one I want to tell you to do, talk to the future you. Think about who you are becoming. Become that person right now. How would you live your life if you already achieved your goals today? If you were already living that lifestyle, how can you become that person? And what would the future you say if it saw you right now? So you looking in the mirror, the future you sitting in your life right now, you sitting in your lifestyle, you have the cribs you want, you have the traveling the way you want, you had the cars you want. You looking in the mirror at the old you, the person you are today. What would you tell yourself? Become that person right now. Talk to yourself in that manner. See yourself in that high rise. See yourself in that nice house. See yourself with that big yard, that family, driving certain cars. You must see it, but not just see it. Write it down. Make it real. I'm not talking about putting it into your notes. I'm talking about writing it on a piece of paper. Write it down and repeat it. When your belief is missing, just always go back to that. Always remember who you are, who you're becoming, because you're already the person that you're wishing for. So I'm telling you these things from experience, because I use these things to help me pull myself through these hard times. I pull myself through moments where I have doubt, where I have things in my life that can be justifiable for me not believing, for me not sticking through, for me not pushing myself. But I pull myself no matter what. So I want to ask you to do a couple things. Just write down one thing that you can see, that you can't see, but you truly believe. You can't see it right now because it's not a reality, but you know that it's inevitable. You know that it's going to happen in your life. So write down a couple of those things for yourself, and write down one thing that you can do this week to prove to yourself that is going to come to you. So I'm going to tell you as we close this out, you're not crazy for wanting more. You're not crazy for wanting more out of yourself, want more than your environment offers you right now. Want more than what they told you can get. Want more than everyone else that's around you, your friends, your family. You're not crazy for wanting more. Nah, that's you and your lifestyle. You deserve it all. And it's all accessible to you. Even if you can't see yourself in it right now, when there's nothing to be happy for, just know that it's coming to you. As long as you don't quit, as long as you don't give up. You planting the seeds right now that the world can't see yet, but they're growing. They're slowly growing. And once they begin to grow, you know how these plants, they hit these stages where it's that growth season. That's what's going to happen for you. You plant the seeds and it's slowly growing. You don't see it going above the soil. Then you're like, okay, I see it coming up. Next thing you know, you're like, damn, I got a bunch of leaves. I got a bunch of branches right now. And they got leaves coming from everywhere. That's happening for you right now. I see it, but I want you to see it all the way through. That's the only way you're going to actually see it and believe it, is if you don't quit, no matter how much you don't see it sprouting up at the moment. It's sprouting up for you. It's working for you in the background. Just believe it. Set those plans, those small actions. Stay in the game. Your faith is your fertilizer that's going to feed it. Those moments where you don't have access to anything, any resources, just looking at yourself in the mirror, just remembering, I'm already that person I want to become. So that wraps it up for this live today. I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. If you new here, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up as well. And if you checking this out on the replay, I appreciate you for check out all the links down below. If you have any questions, hit me up on IG, check out the podcast. I'm going to get back to it pretty soon, but it just feels good to have that break, to just have a balance in my life right now. So I'm just really enjoying it, because once I get back to it, I'm back to it like full-fledged. We have over 350 episodes on the podcast. So if you haven't listened to it, I'm pretty sure you can find something that'll help you. So go check that out and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts for me too. I appreciate that. But other than that, go out there and close out the week strong. And remember, everybody has greatness within, even you.